Hey guys, so sorry, I usually post my Classic Who videos on Thursdays, but I was busy with homework and work, so I'm gonna have to make it Classic Who Friday for this time. So today I'm gonna be talking about The Ambassadors of Death, which covers season 7, episodes 12 through 18 of Classic Who. And I think this is an interesting story to be sure. This is one of the few John Poetry stories I have not seen before. So it's always nice to watch something from a show you like, but I haven't seen it before. So it's nice, especially given how much I love John Poetry's Doctor and Caroline John's Liz Shaw, and of course the Brigadier and Sergeant Benton. So this one is about unit is investigating this issue they're having. So ground control cannot talk to Major Tom today. Uh, there's like radio silence between them and the Mars probe, and it turns out there's actually some alien. And something I like about the story is that they keep the mystery going. They keep you guessing, like, what's up with these creepy astronauts? Why aren't they talking or doing anything? Why aren't they responding to the distress signal or whatever they called it, the radios? Um, it makes for like this kind of spy thriller almost, which fits the unit era of Doctor Who perfectly. I like how serious they take everything. It's not like, um, I feel like sometimes Doctor Who kind of laughs at itself. Not this era. This era is very like serious, very, they take everything that happens on a big level, I would say. I like how that's contrasted with like um, the corrupt military in London and the sinister dealings going on now. I don't know. I just think it's pretty effective, and there's some really good action scenes, like a lot of gunfights, a lot of chase sequences. That crazy ass scene where Liz Shaw's being chased in episode 3 or 4, I think. It was like a plane chase scene. This episode pulled out all the stops when it came to chase scenes, which is kind of a highlight of John Poldry's era. You could tell it's very influenced by like the James Bond stuff, except the Doctor's not a slut. It seems a bit far-fetched that we're able to send a fully manned Mars probe in the year 1970. That's a bit far-fetched, but like when has Doctor Who ever not been far-fetched? Like the show's always been a little like you just kind of have to roll with things like that. Um, my one complaint though is that it did not need to be 7 parts. I think this would have been a really nice 4-part story, but you could definitely tell there's a lot of padding because every episode is like, six, like 40% moving the plot along and 60% like chase scenes and like random stuff to keep the plot going. Like, I feel like one of our main characters was kidnapped like all the time, like or something. Like there's a gun pointed at them, or they're being kidnapped or being chased by something. And I feel like if we got rid of a couple of those scenes, it would have been a much more smoother plot. So I don't know. It's not exactly the most consistent story. It definitely has its ups and downs, but I think there's stuff to like about all the episodes. John Portry is great here. Of course, he's trying to have like be the peacekeeper, but you have the British military, and then you have like the ambassadors of death, who honestly don't really kill people unless they're provoked. They are really creepy. I love the design of the astronauts, and I love how you don't see their faces until like episode 6, and even then they only show it for like 3 seconds, which is really interesting because I feel like they're less cheesy that way. It's like what um, it's like what Ridley Scott did in Alien, the first Alien, where you don't really see the xenomorph for like 99% of the movie. You just see the xenomorph for like a little bit, and that makes it scarier because you don't have time to think about it and think like, wow, this thing looks cheesy. This thing looks ridiculous. But you only see the ambassadors for a couple seconds, and it's actually like a pretty terrifying moment. The way like Liz screams in terror. So I also guess a lot to do in the story. It's a shame they didn't keep her on for season 8, but I think she was pregnant anyway, so I guess it's a win-win. Really, I think this is a very experimental episode. Like you have like a bunch of strange editing techniques, like very flashy back and forth. Um, which kind of adds to like the creepiness of it. I don't know. I like when the episodes aren't really filmed like usual. Like this one would have like the beginning, the intro of the episode, and then the full scene, and then it would show the titles. Like they pause the intro to have a little short scene in between that. That's unique. I like when they do unique stuff with the titles. So overall, I think it's a pretty good story. It's not my favorite of John Porgy's stories. It's probably the weakest in the season, but still, like like this season's amazing. So if this is the weakest, pretty solid season, I'd say. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys. Um, Not next week, cause like I said, school is pretty ramping up, so probably 2 weeks from now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.